What's up, everybody? Hope you hear me. I am practicing today, so we're gonna, if you got time, want to watch, see what I'm working on. I basically got a tournament this weekend, so I haven't thrown my spare ball for like a month. So we're working on some stuff so I can bowl this weekend. Whenever you want, just come out and chime in if you follow along, and just chime in for your questions and answers, and I'll answer them as I go. I got my another phone here so I can answer questions. Some of the balls I have today, I have the Infinity Quest, I have the Hammer Effect Tour, because we have a new tour coming out with the Black Widow Tour V1. I have the Brunswick Combat. One of my favorites that's in my arsenal right now, the Theorem Solid. Of course, my spare ball, and also the Vaporize, since the Combat and the Vaporize are in the arsenal pretty close. So I wanted to kind of compare to see what those two look like out on the house shot. Oh, got to shoot for spares. We're practicing. This weekend I'm bowling something here in Dunedin called the Challenge. We're running by Curtis Amino, great guy, doing a great job with his tournaments. So just here, fine-tuning things. I've been really working on timing and targeting, because I get a lot of comments about how I come around the ball or I'm not underneath it enough. So we're always working on that, always trying to get better. And when you're bowling on the senior tour with all the Hall of Famers, you just got to keep working at your game. So it's nice, little Friday, a little quiet. Do something, just trying something different on my channel. Doing all the ball reviews and stuff, trying to catch up after being on tour this summer. I just wanted to do something different today. Let me get my phone. Don't want to get too winded. All right, nobody in the chat yet. That's all right. It's kind of early, kind of unexpected that I was going to do this today. So, okay, so that was a couple with the Infinity Quest. Now, for me, I like the Infinity Quest where it fits in my arsenal. The kind of how I laid it out. If you watch my ball reviews, the layout is 45 by 4, actually 45 by 5 by 35. So it gives me a little quickness down lane. It's a little earlier than I want, but I let it stay shinier. That way I have a different shape. I brought the Effect Tour out today because I haven't thrown it since the Senior Masters. I really didn't have a place for it in my arsenal after that, after I drilled it out in Vegas. So with the new Black Widow Tour V1 coming out, I wanted to throw some more shots with it. When I get that ball, we're going to showcase this Hammer Effect Tour and an Envy Tour, even though that one's not in the line anymore, but it is a tour ball, so we want to compare all those tour balls rather than the ones that are a little bit different. And you can see with this Effect Tour, it's just a little too smooth for me. It gets down the lane pretty good with the cover, but it's like the core might be a little too strong, or I drilled it too strong. I drilled that one 50 by 4.5 by 35. So maybe I just, with that 35 valve angle, I just made it react a little bit too hard when it sees the friction down lane, where if I would have went 45 or 50, that probably would have smoothed it out a little bit better. Oh, that's a bad one. Woo, good thing they skid here. This is just a fresh house shot, so No pattern or anything like that. Also, let's throw this a few more times. Let me just throw it a little bit to the right. See if I can get the shape. But you can see the core, so for me, for my rev rate, it's just so strong that it doesn't want to have enough motion down lane for me to be comfortable. And then when I do get on more oil with it, it just doesn't read it right. Kind of like that. I get it in the oil, it kind of grabs a little bit, but the cover wants it to get it down the lane. And then when it sees it dry, it's just a little bit too smooth. Oh, nice. All right, oh, look at that. Let's throw out that spare. You gotta always practice spares, man. Spares win championships, baby. Spares win championships. Not very often you leave a 7-8. I don't know, my rev rate, I might. Oh, look at that crap. Missed it. That's why you're not used to shooting at it. Because you don't leave it very much. So let me know in the comments kind of what balls the brands of Brunswick that you're liking right now, or even any ball. It could be storm ball, whatever. Just kind of what you're liking in your arsenal if you're watching this, and even whenever you do, even if you're not watching it right now while I'm live. Because I am your coach. I do watch a lot of bowling and try to help everybody out with the best choices in bowling balls. I mean, I would recommend Brunswick stuff because they support me and sponsor me, but I want to try to get you in the best ball for how much you're going to spend. Came around that one a little bit too much. Yeah, see, if I throw it too straight, it goes too long, then it reads the dry the wrong way. If I try to come around, it's just not one of those change of direction balls. It's more down and in, more forward type of motion. Kind of what a smooth tour ball should be, because the MV Tour is the same way, just a little bit longer. Now, what I'm seeing so far with all the videos that just blew up this week with the Black Widow Tour V1, that one looks like it's more continuous down lane than this forward motion that I'm getting. So we'll see how that one. I mean, it's a tour ball. I bowl PBA 50 stuff. I gotta throw it. Gotta figure it out. All right, so now switch over to Theorem Solid ball. I really like. Very predictable, very benchmarky type ball motion for me. So we're not gonna move off of that. We're gonna stay right here, because right here where the house shot is where the most oil is. Right here, 10, 11. Bad shot. See that ball with the core and the cover, I'm expecting it to hook a lot more compared from the Infinity Quest, and that one I gave it a little too much room. Not very good, but like I said, we're here to practice spares, dude. We're bowling. The challenge is gonna be on a 45-foot pattern on Sunday, so just gotta make sure I keep the ball in front of me and make good shots. And do that, make spares. Not bad for after a month of not shooting at spares, I could pick up a bucket. Let's see, what we got here, let me check so House Shot Heroes, I like bowling and the science of it. I also watch all brands, that's awesome. You gotta understand when you're looking at all the brands, you got to find the ones that fit your game, because they all make different shapes and they're all trying to build an arsenal where they all work off each other. So, I mean, for example, these track balls for me are a little more forward. I shouldn't say forward. They have a weird little motion compared to the other ones. Not forward, they're like an in-betweener, where like the Brunswick stuff for me is kind of forward as it goes through the pins, where track is a little, depending on the ones, like the Theorem and this one, Solid, the Theorem, regular Theorem and Theorem Solid, a little more forward or a little slower than I want. Okay, so that one, when I do have enough right oil, it's continuous, but it's not a fast continuous. That's what I see out of that one, where the Hammer Effect Tour is really forward for me, which it's just probably that core, the numbers and everything, because you really got to match out the core and the cover with how you want to throw it and where you want to put it in your arsenal. I'll say that one more time. Wipe it off. It's supposed to be practicing my spares, but I'm striking. House shot, they use Gateway Arch, a version of it, I should say. So, like I said in my videos, 9, 10, 11 is where the most oil is at the arrows. The rest of it's tapered before the arrows, so it's really dry there. That's why when my videos, you always see me camping out where I am right here. Because if I go too far left, which we're going to showcase in a second, it doesn't work out. Like that. See, that was a little bit farther left and try to get it to shape, and I believe that one's just that for right now what I'm throwing on. It's not strong enough. If I had like the Mesmerize or like a Pure Envy, if I moved that far left, like 12, 13, that's probably what I would be throwing. But well, these are the ones I brought in today. Like I said, I'm here to practice on my spare game. Check the comments. I don't want to throw too many and get winded. Yeah, Cherokee's next up. I'm not going. Unfortunately, with how my summer went this summer, financially, I got to kind of make sure I, pay the bills, because this year wasn't as good as my last couple years, I should say, and that's okay, because a lot of it was about learning a new brand, and getting help out there and stuff, and working with the ball reps to try to get comfortable with that kind of thing of having help. So I was doing a lot of it on my own. So we're just going to keep on working here in the off season and try to make it a better year next year. Okay, so for that one, if I want to shape it a little bit, it's just the core and the cover are just not strong enough for it to dig into the end of the pattern after all the shots I've thrown. But this is a smooth, symmetrical one to where I really don't want to open up my angles with this one. If I want to open up my angles, we're going to throw the Combat, which throw one more shot with this ball, and then we'll switch over to that one and the Vaporize. That way we can show a little more change of direction on this fresh house shot. Another thing too, you got to make sure that see how quick or how slow these balls are to where they fit in your arsenal. Yeah, it's just a little lazy down lane. Just not strong enough down lane. I probably need to move right. Part of it could be the cover shining up now. I hit it in my big video. Make sure you go watch that, my ball review on it, where I featured the Theorem and Stealth Mode. I did scratch it up about 1,000 and it cut through the oil a lot better than it is today. Oh, that's not a good one, but all right, I got it. Guys, you don't have to be perfect on your spares, just make them. Wow, the Fury line. The first time I was on Brunswick, those were the last ones I threw. The Siege was after my first time trying to bowl professionally on the regionals and stuff like that. That's when I left and I stopped bowling before I turned 50 and then started bowling again. But that original Fury, the Pearl one, because when they switched over to do the pours in Mexico, that Fury Pearl, dude, I love that ball. I had like 2 of them. Kind of in my first, most of you might not know this, I did bowl regionally for 5 years between 98, actually I shouldn't say 5 years, more like 99 through when was it? 98 I became professional, and I bowled until 2008 full time. All right, so we got a little more, that one's a little quicker down lane, didn't get far enough right, but it's, for a Pearl, because that's the combat. It is more continuous down lane rather than a quicker change of direction, which is nice. Kind of similar to the dark side from when I'm looking at it. Like if you want an asymmetrical version of what the shape the dark side makes, I think the combat's a good one. Because for me, for how I throw it and how I drill them, they're very similar in shape as it comes off the end of the pattern. It's very continuous. Okay, so the theorem I drilled, if you saw my video, it's 60 by 4.5 by 35. And then this combat is 60 by 5 by 35. This one I drill for longer patterns to have a asymmetrical purl that would go a little longer and be a little quicker down lane, because I have to play tighter lines when I'm playing on long, like I will be on Sunday. All right, I'm kind of cheating here again. Been working on this little shimmy thing, and it's coming back now, and I'm getting relaxed and trying to talk. All right, and there's the purlness. Too much oil, throwing it to the right, and it's just not recovering because of the carry down I created by throwing shots in the same spot. And this is why I kind of come and play the same part of the lane all the time. So, okay, so let's show moving left what it looks like on the fresh house shot here at Veterans on lane 38. We'll throw this combat first. So I'm gonna go a little slower and try to create more, not create more shape with my hand, but try to get it into a roll better so that it does have a shape. So we're gonna move left. Move away over here. Nose bleeding. Like that. So there's no way I can get the ball to make the right shape in there, being this far deep with that ball, because I need a stronger ball to be in there, which would be out in my car or at home. So I don't have it today. But now, because this game is dictated on how much friction is out there and how strong the balls are, somebody with my rev rate and how I throw it needs to be way over here. Move back over here. Like that. I mean, that ball is a little bit too weak for even where I'm playing right there, but that's just an example of why one of my videos I don't play so far to the left and I stay more to the right, because there's more friction there. I had to take a breather, man. I'm an old man. I can't be throwing tons and tons of shots, man. It gets hot down here in Florida. You know, we're poking around 80, 90 degrees every day, even in September. Although this morning it was a little bit cooler. Oh, that's a bad one. That's all right. All right, so for my spares, I do use an axe. I did try a T-zone, and bowling on patterns, it didn't work out. Where if I had too much polish on it, it would skid too much and then read the end of the pattern the wrong way. And then I put a little surface on it to try to get it to not do that and just kind of blend everything. And then as I was going across the lane, it would be erratic. So I switched to this, and then of course I hit, the way I release it, I hit my thumb a lot on a spare ball. So we went to this axe, that way it's like a harder surface on it, and that way if it hits my thumb, it won't crack. All right, another one to the right. And then we'll maybe change balls to something a little bit stronger than this. We'll move it a little bit more right. Okay. Yeah, just from what I'm seeing, it's just a little too long. And it wants to be continuous. It's making the same shape, the continuous shape. I know if I go a little slower than that, it's probably going to grab a little bit. So let's throw a stronger ball there, see what it does. We'll throw the Infinity Quest out there and see if it comes off the dry a lot harder than that one. Because it should be earlier because it's a solid and the layout I put on it. But let's see. Got to practice outside too. So like that. So for right now, when I'm bowling on this fresh outside, I kind of start left, but I push some oil down at the end of the pattern to the right. So now the balls are not slowing down lane, because now I threw a weaker ball. No, I shouldn't say weaker. I threw an asymmetrical ball that was pearl, and it kind of didn't come off the spot as hard as I would like. So then we go to a stronger ball, solid, with a little bit with, with lane shine. It looks polished, but it's lane shine. I did hit it with 2000 on a spinner and just let it shine up. But with this layout, it just helps me blend the house shot that's there right now from what I'm bowling on. I thought I'd do it again, because we're supposed to repeat shots. That's left. Yep, drifted left. So, because the house shots force you to play so far left, where my A game used to be really playing that a lot straighter, I've kind of developed this little walk to the left when I play to the right, and it's hard to stay on top of it when I'm over there. And I know we go out there, we ball on patterns, Del Valle or whatever, you need to throw urethane. Unfortunately for me, out there with how much oil's in the front of the lane, volume-wise, my urethane, I haven't figured it out yet, but we're gonna do it. Oh, that's a bad one. Because it is a tool, so we need to use it. We're still allowed to use the 78Ds on the PBA Tour, so I gotta learn to use it. Yep. All right. So one more time. Let me throw a better shot over here. Now I know this Infinity Quest looks like an Ion Max, but it's not. That ball's a lot stronger than this one, especially down here in Florida, where, like I said, we don't have a lot of volume. So that ball is really early. When I was with the other brand, I do have a video of that on my channel as well. You can see kind of a difference in where I was playing with that ball and this one when you have time. Oh, that's a bad one too, but that's all right. Trying to really get my hand underneath it. Now everybody tells me I'm a full roller or I suitcase it and all this other baloney. This sport is the most unique sport there is. Physically, you only do so much. Some guys have better physical abilities, some don't. But the more you get into your A game, learn what your A game is and accent that and just repeat that as much as possible. Then you learn how to break down the lanes with your A game and what everybody else is doing in the lanes, then you're going to succeed more. Unfortunately, a lot of guys don't like to play the lanes similarly anymore, like they used to in the early days where patterns started coming out. But just part of the game creates more variables, along with the surfacing of the ball, not having the right ball at the right time. So there's a lot that goes into this game now. It's more complicated than it used to be. And that's part of the puzzle that you have to solve. There we go, that's better. Yeah, I'm liking, I tested that layout. I did 45 by 4 by 35 on that power hitter. That was a little bit too early. The 4-inch pin created too much flare for how strong the balls are for my rev rate category and how I want to throw it, where this 5-inch pin seems like in the asymmetricals on some of them are good, but like the they said the track is theorem solid. 4.5 is good, but how weak it is with the numbers. Say weak, it's still a stronger ball. It's asymmetrical. Where some of the other ones I do, this Vaporize has a 5-inch pin, Combat has a 5-inch pin. So it's looking like, for me, the 5-inch pins on asymmetricals are better. Maybe 4 3/4 or 5-inch. 4.5 on some of them. I put 4.5 on the, what's it called, Paragon Shadow, and now that I've gotten some oil in the cover, it's taming down, but it was ball hooked in my toe. All right, let's see, we're vaporizing it. This one is 50 by 5 by 35, so it has a little more flare to it than the other ones. So I'm gonna move back left, see how I have a change of direction. Like that. See, for right now, the pearls are just not quick enough down lane. Might be almost maybe a symmetrical pearl instead. I don't know. They changed, something been a little different here since I've been back with the oils. I think the transition from summer into the fall and getting leagues back going again on a regular basis, the lanes have been a little different from day to day, but today they're looking pretty good. Man, I appreciate you guys watching. I mean, if you're new to my channel, please go watch some of my content I put on there. Any help I can get, I really appreciate it. I'm under the Brunswick logo. I get only so many bowling balls, so in order for me to do more ball reviews, I really need to increase my content. Shouldn't say increase my content. I need to make more content. I got getting my hands on the bowling balls. So, okay, question for you. When you're reviewing a new ball that's out and you see all these ball reviews, is it better that you see a single ball? I did a vote for this on my channel. A single ball, multiple balls where you're comparing the two or maybe within the line? Or would it be better for a ball review to be where it may fit in an arsenal? Something I've been thinking about doing rather than just a single ball or, a ball compared to this ball that's in the line. A ball review and like an arsenal type building content instead. Some of that stuff on my channel seems to do a little bit better than just the regular ball reviews. So let me know in the comments, either now or whenever you watch. All right, let's throw a little better. There we go. As you can see from that one compared to the Combat, which they're very close in numbers, but that one with the little more flare, it's a little bit smoother down lane, a little bit rounder, still quicker. Now I do have a little bit of service on that one. I had 1,000 and let it shine up because that cover's weaker, where I think the cover on the Combat might be just a little bit stronger. I don't know, all the covers, all the HK22s, it's hard to keep up with which ones are stronger, which ones are weaker. It's better just to come out here and throw them and get an idea what's happening. That way when you put a layout on it, then you throw it. If you don't like what it looks like with the polish on it or add a box surface, then you can adjust it for your game. That way it fits into your arsenal rather than you don't feel like you've wasted money or you messed up on a layout or maybe, I have some of them too, they just don't fit in my arsenal. That hammer, the Effector, I've drilled 2 of them. The shape, I'm not comfortable with the shape of it. There we go. That's a little farther right though. Woo, peoples. See, this is why I don't like house shots. I've been bowling. I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 games throwing different balls, and that ball just didn't want to even come off the dry. It's getting too strong. Part of it's the layout. I have it laid out a little too strong. It flares a little too much early, where the Combat flares a little bit less and a little bit farther down the lane with that 60 drill angle compared to the 50. All right, so we know that looked like the vaporized core was a little too strong for what I just threw. And the Combat might be they might not be dry enough for the Combat. So let's go back to the theorem. Now I'm going to move left though because I've been throwing so many shots. Now the theorem, I did put it at 1,000 because the out of box, I believe it was 2,000, just wasn't enough for me. Kind of like that. You could tell that the vaporized, maybe it's the cover, maybe the core, that core is a little stronger than what's in the theorem. So that one came off the spot a little bit faster. A little bit was me around it because I want to create some shape going to the right. Uh-oh, that might be it. There you go. Look at that. All right. Nice. So hey Armor, I'm going to answer your question right now. Speed is, so let's see, it's around 15 and a half, 216. Revs, like 250, 260. So yeah, I have a lower rev rate on the Spectrum. I really don't like all the talk about rev rate and crap like that because I am a low rev rate player. It's annoying because I think when I'm bowling, I'd rather be more precise accuracy wise and not really worry about rev rate because good. So that's just me. I only have so much. I've always had this all my whole career. Can't really change it. So I just got to learn to use it to my advantage. Too much left to right. Part of the thing though, with my rev rate and my speed, like I was talking about earlier about playing in the friction, because the way I roll it and my speed and rev rate, I could play in the dry longer, and that's kind of my philosophy. I want to play where the most friction is and just repeat shots as much as I can. So right now with this house shot, my shots aren't as crispy as I want because I'm trying to talk and communicate at the same time. And so I'm not the focus isn't as focused as I would be in a tournament. But see how I even lost my train of thought because I went through the shot. I don't know. See? Oh man, kicking in. You guys caught me, man. Throwing shots, talking at the same time. This is why I trying to do this live and stuff so that way I can get used to this and my brain works the right way. So I really go back. Okay, so I want to play the dry longer and I want to use the equipment to help me so I can stay in my A game longer so that way when I'm competing against whoever, I mean local talent, younger players, because there are a lot of two-handers and stuff in the area or now, or even on the senior tour, I want to play my A game longer. And that's the whole idea of this. Stay in your A game as long as possible and let the balls help you as tools. There we go. That was a lot better. So the shot before, I had too much angle in the front, which is important. Lower rev rate. I want to keep my angles a lot shallower. And you let the dry help you. That one I got it into more dry down lane and it changed direction a lot better. To me, I think this theorem solid is gonna be like a strong symmetrical ball for me, where the regular Ethereum itself will be more of a stronger hybrid in a symmetrical, even though both balls are asymmetrical. Just the strength of them though, for me, my rev rate, my speed, because I've been trying to find a solid symmetrical to fit in my arsenal, but I really haven't found one. I drilled 2 stealth modes, but that one's a little too early. The stealth hybrid I liked in league, so but patterns on the tour a little bit, we have a little bit less volume. Or I'm sure to say volume, but a little bit less ratio than house shots. All right, that was a little more forward with my ran. That's not bad. I guess with all the stuff I'm doing, the lanes are changing. Make sure if you are a lower rev rate player like me, that the adjustments that you make aren't big ones. We don't want to move into more oil or where other players are playing during league if they have a higher rev rate, because then your balls are going to hook earlier and it's going to get you out of your A game, because you're going to try to throw it more left to right, and maybe your game isn't built for that, like mine isn't built. I can do it, but I like to keep the ball in front of me when I do it. So it's all about angles, getting the right ball at the right time on what you're bowling on, and the environment you're bowling in, especially in league. Whoever's playing, the other team or your teammates, you gotta try to break them down the same, but you gotta watch all the transitions when you're bowling league. More rev rate, lanes are gonna change quicker. Less rev rate, they're gonna get more cliffed. There we go, that's a really good one. That's the same thing as that ball's a little bit similar to the Theorem, just goes a little bit longer. Theorem solid, just goes a little bit longer. But I like the continuous motion. See, from that shot, my adjustment would be to keep throwing it there. Because even though it didn't come off the friction as hard as I would want, eventually after more shots, or if I had more people bowling with me, it would eventually change into that. So you don't want to over adjust from what you see. You want to make sure you make the right adjustments for how the ball's reacting off the oil into the dry. All right, let me throw that one more time. Let me try to throw a little better. That's better. Not bad, but. That was a little bit left. So that one, I was straighter with my feet, a little left to target, but a little bit straighter in the front, and it dug in, and it kind of less laid there, which is nice. That's what I'm looking for. If I could throw it a little bit right, 2 or 3 boards to the right down lane from my target at the arrows, and make a shape, or I could just throw it right on top of it, and it just stands up like that. That's the ball reaction we want. We can stay there longer, because now we know we have missed room to the right and hold to the left. All right, let me try to throw that one better. Too much talking. But this is good though, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Almost 7.9. So that one was a little bit slower. Try to get more, I shouldn't say more rev rate on it. I just tried to roll it more off my hand to get it to pick up earlier, and it did.